Hello and a big welcome back to the channel after a long break. We're back and it is the sprint ahead of the 2024 United States Grand Prix. Please do drop a like on the stream. Please do get yourself subscribed if you're into Formula One. I'll be live not only for the sprint right now, but I'll be live for, of course, the main event, the Grand Prix proper, tomorrow for about 7:30. Race starts 8 p.m. So I'll do a little bit more of a build-up for the proper race tomorrow. But ahead of us tonight, we've got a 19-lap sprint. I don't really like the sprint races. I wish they'd do without it. It's sort of neither here nor there. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So we're here, we're live, and honestly, it's been a long time. I looked at the calendar for next year and there isn't another 4-week break next year like there is. But I don't know who organised this calendar because we've now got 3 races back to back. So why wasn't this race last weekend? But anyway, I don't know who wrote the calendar for this year, did the logistics, but it's been so long since I've last done a race, since there's been a race in Formula One. I've forgotten where we're up to. I don't even know where we're up to. I think Lando Norris is about 50 points behind, with 180 points up for grabs. So he's still got half a shot in the championship. But it is Max Verstappen pointing to the wrong side. It's Max Verstappen on pole position for the sprint. But yes, welcome in, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I'm surprised I even know which buttons to press. It's been that long. I know I'm pale, but because the race is at night, I've had to put this light on to make the green screen work. So yeah, we're on pale mode, we're on baby face mode, which the minute that I shaved this off, in fact, the exact second I shaved this off and looked in the mirror, I went, fuck, can I rewind time 10 minutes? Once it grows back, I'm never doing it again. I know, it was a moment of madness. It got scruffy and I thought, oh, fuck this, buzz it off. And then, now I've got a double chin that I never knew I had. And I look like I've just come out of school. Like, to be fair, it's taken 10 years off me. So, swings and roundabouts. It's taken 10 years off. But I also look like a chubby 18-year-old. So there's pros and cons to it. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. Come on, Lando, says Barry. Ernesto's in as well. This is your life. You told you'd be here. Fair play, mate. Where have you been for 3 years? But nah, fair play for finding the channel and getting on to the watch-alongs. Hope you don't just click on and off it. Stay the course, mate. Stay the course. But yes, welcome in, Dan. Welcome. Ernesto's in. I'm on pale settings. I know I'm on babyface settings, but it won't last forever, will it? It won't last forever. It'll grow back. Thank fuck. Like audition. I do actually, yeah. I do look like a fucking in-betweener from like 2008. Fucking hell, man. Anyway, it is what it is, and it's not forever. Not 19 forever. Yeah, go for it, Ernesto. I've done it. You know what I mean? Done it for charity, haven't I? No, hang on, let me crack a window, some roasting in it. I haven't done it for charity. But I wish I fucking had, because then at least there'd be some positives to it. Anyway, we're back. It's been a month. What's happening in F1? You know what I mean? Toyota's done a deal with Haas. So Toyota are back in Formula One, if you want your headline. But not really, if you want the more detailed headline. all the F1 sites going for Toyota re-enters Formula One. Then you click on the link and read it. No, they're not. But they are sponsoring Haas. They have become a part. They are sharing technical information with Haas. So it's good for Haas. But other than that, what's happened the past 4 weeks? Other than I forgot where we're up to, and it's an unnecessary 1 month break. They basically had the entire from the middle of September to the middle of October off for no apparent reason. Especially when they've just come back off summer break as well. So they had a month off for summer break, come back, did like 2 races, and then another month off. It's the most stop-start season I can ever remember. because it kills the momentum. Like, you're getting into it and you're thinking, yeah, Lando Norris back in the championship fight. You know, every race is closing down Max Verstappen. It's like the you know, it's getting more, the excitement's ramping up and up and up, and then it's like, oh, we'll have a month off. So everyone just forgets where. I speak to Dan the other day. You know, Dan, you asked me at work, didn't you? He was like, "Oh, is F1 back?" Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I think so." He's like, "I've lost interest." I was like, "I've lost interest." I was like, "I've lost. I don't even know where we're up to." A way to kill it off, mate, is having 2 1-month breaks in the space of 3 months. It's one way to kill it off. But anyway, we'll hopefully get back into it now, because it's you've got obviously Texas this weekend, and I think it's Mexico next weekend, and then Brazil after that. I think it might not be that way around. It might not be those 3 races, but it's back to back to back now. So we get the momentum going. I think we've got 6 races in like 7 or 8 weeks now. To finish off the season, so it's like a final 6 coming at you quick. So we'll get back into it, I hope, because I've lost track of it. You'll do as soon as you get back from birthday party, your kids will probably disown you. Exactly. I've seen videos on TikTok where the dad has got like some big beard, and then he'll shave it off, and then the baby's just like crying. Like, absolutely distraught. Doesn't even recognise his dad anymore. Yeah, no. He'll be like that, Ernesto. Kids crying and everything. You got this on your phone instead, else you're on TV. You know, you know what's mad about this channel, This Is Your Life? 90% of the people that watch, and that's not a hell of a lot of people, but out of my audience, 90% are from a football channel, either from Jams's or Denver's or both. So there's a lot of like random, I'll be like mid-race going, oh, Oscar Piastri's going to go for second. And then someone will put like 1-0 Partick Thistle. And I'll be like, all right, 1-0 Partick Thistle. Anyway, back to Alonso fighting for the lead. It's just because obviously I've been in like Denver's community and Jams's community for like 3 or 4 years. Obviously they help me out massively and send people across. But yeah, it does mean that the stream becomes convoluted in terms of, is it F1 or is it a bit of F1, but there's also football scores and football updates. So, you know, probably leave the football updates for the football channels. I try not to, when I'm on a football stream, in chat, I try not to mention the F1 too much, because I don't want to be a hypocrite and be like, well, I don't want everyone talking about football on mine, but then I go and talk about F1 on theirs. So I try, and if someone asks me a question, I'll answer it, but then stick to the football on theirs and let's have a do with the F1 on here. What about that for a deal? So yeah, Stenhouse Muir, get in. Not for me though. Not for me. I couldn't give a rat's ass. But yeah, no fastest lap next year. No point for fastest lap next year. And that is because the teams are starting to use it as a tactical, as a tool, rather than a legitimate effort. So they're starting to piss about with fastest lap. And I think what put the final nail in the coffin was the Daniel Ricciardo fastest lap at Singapore, which was basically what will start to happen if they keep the fastest lap thing going. Is what will start to happen is more of that Daniel Ricciardo situation where other teams will get the fastest lap for the pure knowledge that they're taking away a point from somebody else, not so that they get the fastest lap, because Daniel Ricciardo was outside the top 10 anyway. He didn't get the fastest lap, but what it achieved was it meant that Norris didn't get the fastest lap. And so then AlphaTauri what is it now? It's not even AlphaTauri anymore, is it? I've lost track. It's RB, whatever you are. I call it RB. Is Red Bull's B team. So then you're getting into this convoluted like grey area of like using this point in a tactical way. So get rid of it. So I agree with the decision to get rid of it, because like everything in F1, once teams find a loophole it will be exploited immediately. And so the fastest lap provides a loophole. Close it down. Close it down. So I agree with scrapping it for those reasons. Basically, it came into sport with good intentions of like, oh, an extra bonus point, something else to fight for. But it's now, if they continue it, it's going to become something else. And so, RIP the point for fastest lap, which I agree with. But yeah, we're gonna get into the sprint in a few minutes. Starts at 7 p.m. UK time, so 3 minutes time. The formation lap will kick in, and then it is a short little 19 lap race. So what, 40 minutes, 3/4 an hour, something like that. I don't totally love the sprint races, but it is what it is. If it exists, I'm watching it, but I'm not a fan really. You love Ricardo, you're going to miss him, but he's probably ruined Norris. Well, he's not ruined it with 1 point. He's not ruined it. It's not like he's taken 20 points off Norris. He's not ruined it, but it could be used in that way in the future where, you know, a B team could purposely go out there and put on a fresh set of tyres for the last lap, knowing that they're not going to get in the points anyway, but it then they get fastest lap and it takes away a point off somebody else. And so, yeah, nah. So anyway, this is the grid lineup for the sprint race. So it's Alex Albon from the pit lane. And then Zhou Guanyu, P19. It's Valtteri Bottas, P18 on the grid. Esteban Ocon, P17. It is then P16, a disastrous qualifying for Oscar Piastri, knocked out in SQ1. It is then Liam Lawson, back to Formula One. It is P15 for him. It's then the two Aston Martins who have had a shocker of a season. P14 for Alonso, P13 for Stroll. It's then P12 for Pierre Gasly, just behind Sergio Perez outside the top 10. What are you doing in that Red Bull? But it's Franco Colapinto who did spin in qualifying but got through to Q3 anyway and lines up P10. It is then Tsunoda P9, Kevin Magnussen P8, Haas are quick, Lewis Hamilton P7, Nico Hülkenberg, the most underrated driver on the grid, P6 in the Haas. And then we've got a top 5 then is Sainz P5, Norris P4, Charles, Herb, Percival Leclerc P3, and a front row of George Russell. What a performance in that Mercedes to slap it on the front row. But your man, just as people start to write him off, including me, you know, he's not won in the last 7 or 8, but Max Verstappen pulls it out of the bag yesterday in sprint qualifying and lines up on pole position today. But there will be another qualifying session later on tonight, which I won't be covering because I've got to get some sleep because I'm at work first thing in the morning. That starts at about 11 p.m. or midnight UK time. Not for me. So I'll do this race and I'll be live for the main event tomorrow. So, yeah, so they do this sprint race. It used to be that the result of this sprint would then set the grid. Did it? Did it used to be that? I think so. But they've done away with that. So now they've got a qualifying for this, which they did yesterday. Then they've got this. Then they've got a qualifying for the main race. So, I mean, it's more and more and more and more and more, which I don't necessarily agree with because you're just diluting the whole product. But anyway, there will be another qualifying session tonight for the main race tomorrow, of which I might lay in bed watching it, but I certainly won't be live on here. But do join me tomorrow for the main event itself. Sounds like a boxing fight, doesn't it? Sounds like a boxing match. But yeah, do join me for the main event tomorrow, 8 p.m, lights out. I'll be live, 7:30? Something like that. You don't need sleep. Oh, I do, mate. It's a long shift tomorrow as well. About 10 hours, long day, mate. So I've got to get me sleeping. But yeah, what we saying? Starting fourth, exactly. As the races tick on now, you know, I probably said this every race for the past 6 or 7, but this could be a hammer blow for Lando Norris. This, I mean, you've got the qualifying tonight. But I do feel like it's Max Verstappen's going to just put the lid on this Lando Norris excitement. You know, Norris has been just pegging it back 2-3 points every race for the past 6 or 7 rounds. Norris is, you know, it was a 70-point gap, then it was 67, then it was a 63-point gap, then it's a 59-point gap, then it's a 50. But he's going to run out of races before he ever gets there. And to be honest, I think it'll get to a point where, you know, will Lando Norris get within 30 points of Verstappen? You know what? I struggle to see that now. The way this is going, the fact that Verstappen's got the pace here is a bit of a buzzkill to Lando Norris's championship fight. I feel like if it was Max Verstappen lining up where Sergio Perez is, and it's like, okay, Red Bull is definitely now like the 4th fastest car, then he's big time on. But the fact that Verstappen is still there, man. Even when Lando Norris was winning, Verstappen was second. And when Lando was second, Verstappen was third. He was always there. And I tell you something, consistency, not only the wins, but the consistency of Max Verstappen will win him this World Championship. It won't be, it's not a 2023, he wins every week, but it is a very consistent Max Verstappen, where even if he hasn't got the car to win, the equipment to win, he'll be second. Or, if he's got the 4th fastest car, he'll still scrape a podium. And that's what's going to win him this World Championship. But anyway, we're about to get lights out and underway here. So 1 down. Ooh. Oh, they're down to 10 men as well, weren't they? Yeah. Anyway, let's have it. By the way, guys, I don't know if you can read that line at the top, but as you know, I've been pretty neutral since I started this channel. I've had a group of favourite drivers. I'll cheer on him. Next year, it all changes. It's an Andrea Kimi Antonelli fan channel from 2025 onwards. So I'm just letting you know now, ahead of time, so you know that I'm not jumping on the bandwagon when Antonelli wins the first 3 races of the season next season. And then I go, yeah, Antonelli. You know now, I'm telling you in October 2024 that it's Antonelli next season. And I'm all in. I'm all in before he's even stepped in the car. I'm all in. So we're Antonelli fan channel next season. For this season, I cheer on this guy. I cheer on that guy. I want to be entertained. I want to see a close championship fight. Next year, Antonelli or bust. Anyway, here we go then. Formula One is back after a 4-week break, and it is a delayed start, but we're now underway, and it is Max Verstappen who covers off George Russell immediately then. So Verstappen down the inside, Russell having a look around the outside, and the 2 Ferraris have been held up here by Russell, but the McLaren of Lando Norris has made up 2 or 3 positions off the start and into turn 2 and 3, and Lando Norris is up to second. What a start for Lando Norris, and now he needs to hunt down and pass Max Verstappen if he wants any hope of winning this World Championship this year. Go on, Lando. Brilliant, but it was all about George Russell on the exit of turn 1. He was a bit squirrely, and he held up 2 or 3 cars. He held up both Ferraris, and Lando Norris took the opportunity, went down the inside, and it's Lando Norris up to second. Verstappen then does hold on to the lead, and we've got a Haas and an RB battling down at turn 9. Up the hill they come then to the big braking zone. It's still Verstappen. Then he's got a half a second gap to Norris, and look at this then. It's that Leclerc. Personal Leclerc gets the move done on George Russell then, but it's going to be close, and it's side by side into the tight twisty section we come then. It's Leclerc side by side with George Russell, and it's Russell going to keep the position, just about keeps the position, but the battle rages on into the final half of the lap. Russell holds on and holding up the Ferraris big time. Verstappen from Norris, Russell holds on from Leclerc, then Sainz, Hamilton, and then the Haas of Kevin Magnussen up to P7, then Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, and Sergio Perez round out the top 10 as we finish lap 1 of 19 of the sprint in Austin, Texas. And there you go, this is your life. What do you reckon? That's what you've been missing for 3 years. Not a lot, but I give it my all. Well, Max is looking quick. He's already got an 8/10 of a second gap to Lando Norris. Russell's then 1.5 behind with the two Ferraris hot on his tail. Hamilton 6, Magnussen up from what? 9th or 10th. And look at this, and the Ferraris go side by side into turn 10, and Leclerc just about holds on. But if the Ferraris are fighting here. And Hülkenberg's got past Tsunoda then at the hairpin, it looks like, from the TV graphics. And look at that then. Sainz has got the move done on his teammate, but Leclerc gets the old switcheroo and gets the place immediately back. And Tsunoda's got Hülkenberg back as well. F1's back, baby. I miss this, man. I've missed this. It's been 4 weeks, but it's felt like 12 weeks. You know what I mean? It's been 4 weeks, but it felt like a lifetime. Look at the two Ferraris again. Sainz with the dive bomb into turn 1 again. And Leclerc gets the switcheroo and gets him offline and gets the position back immediately. Again. Sainz is going for dive bombs, man. Oh yeah, last weekend was even worse. No football or F1. Yeah, GG's. Absolutely dead weekend last weekend. Unless you're into like bare knuckle boxing or something. Denver did a stream on that. Got like 30,000 viewers. If you're into your bare knuckle boxing, that was on. Jesus. Maybe we should do that instead. Fucking left, right, good night. I tell you what, though. Max Verstappen's not getting away here. He's not getting away here. He had a quick first couple of laps, but Norris and the rest of the gang are not letting Max Verstappen rest easy here. Lap 3 of 19. Verstappen leads Norris. That leads Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg and Perez. Then we've got just outside the points, Franco Colapinto, who's been fantastic since his debut in Formula 1 about 2 or 3 races ago. Franco Colapinto's been fantastic. And I really do hope that Colapinto gets that Sauber seat ahead of Valtteri Bottas next season. Yeah, I think it's the only seat left up for grabs now. Is the seat at Sauber. So I hope that Franco Colapinto gets that, but something tells me that they'll just play it safe and go Bottas. Hulkenberg Bottas lineup. A little bit dull in it, but a Hulkenberg Colapinto lineup would be much more exciting in my point of view, but is exciting what they want? Maybe not. Replay of the start then. Yeah, look at this then. Russell's holding up both Ferraris there. Yeah, Russell was slow out of turn 1 and Norris has took the opportunity. And yeah, so where did Norris start then? 4th. So Norris up from 4th to 2nd off the bat with the assist from George Russell. Yeah, you see, there was a Ferrari had to get out of the power. Probably Leclerc had to get out of it. I think the Ferraris are going side by side again. Do you know what? I think Sainz has just full sent it on Leclerc again, you know, while we're watching replays of the start. That Ferrari battle rages on. And Leclerc's got it immediately back again. Oh, fair play for Sainz just going full send today, though, isn't it? You might as well. Listen, Sainz has got a long road back now in his career because he's going to go to Williams. Basically, Sainz needs to make the most out of these last 6 races. He doesn't need me to tell him that. But Sainz needs to make the most out of these 6 races because God only knows when Sainz is going to be in this kind of position again. You know, it could be 5 years. It could be 2 years. But it could be 5 years. It could be never before Carlos Sainz is in with this opportunity again. And by opportunity, I mean with chance to get podiums, to get wins. You know, it could be a long road back for Carlos Sainz. So he's got to enjoy these last 6 races, and judging by the 4 dive bombs in 4 laps, I'd say he is having a good time. Oh, I know, Swade. I was saying before, the second I did it, I looked in the mirror and it was immediate regret. Because now I've got a double chin that I didn't know I had that's now on full display. Actually, when I was setting up this stream and switched the camera on, I was like, oh, God. Can I even go live? It's not good, but it'll grow back. I just had a Mazda, didn't I? It was got all scruffy and patchy. I was like, oh, fuck it. Buzz it off. And then I was like, oh, God. Now I look like a chubby 18-year-old or something. But it is what it is. Anyway, back to the action on track. And the Ferraris are still side by side. I tell you what, if they're not careful, this is going to end in disaster. Sainz now got the position. Sainz is now finally, Sainz is through. And that was not easy pickings. But Sainz, after several attempts on lap 6, has passed his teammate and Leclerc straight back on it. Well, the Ferraris, gloves off at Ferrari. And why wouldn't it be? Sainz is leaving, bro. Sainz is off at the end of this season. So why not? What are they going to do? Sack him? You know what I mean? It's like on Prison Break when that guy's on death row. What are they going to do? Kill him twice? You know what I mean? You might as well go for it. It's better than nothing. I forgot what I said. But yeah, Swade is. Never do that again. Do not worry, Swade. I won't. Oh, like, can I get some Miracle Grow now? What's all them hair products you see on fucking TikTok? You know what I mean? Beard transplant quick time. Yeah, no, it's not good. It never was going to be good. Anyway, I fucking had a mental breakdown, didn't I? And fucking buzzed it off. Anyway, you live and learn. Bloody hell, is this George Russell versus Lando Norris? Oh, it's extremely close. Norris pushes Russell wide. Pushes Russell. That's hard to say quickly, that. Norris pushes Russell off the track, but crucially keeps the position. Full Britney, mate, I did, yeah. Anyway. We'll move on, Swade. Please. Forget it. You know what I mean? I'll come on with a fucking mask on or something next week. Yeah, you see, Verstappen stretched his legs out front now. Gap 2.1. So, you know, as we've seen in the last lap or two, it's Lando Norris. It's been reined in by... You know, Norris has been reined in by Russell, Sainz, Leclerc, and Hamilton hanging on to the back of it as well. Still down there in P6. But both Haas are still in the point. Well, I stopped myself when I say that because in the sprint, it's only the top 8 get points, isn't it? I think you get 8 points for the win, down to 1 point for P8, I think, in the sprint. So, yeah, it's not both Haas. If it was a regular Grand Prix, top 10 get points. And so, anyway, Tsunoda is in the final points paying position at the moment in P8 in the sprint. But here is Piastri, started 16th, currently P13, and goes for P12 down the inside of Lance Stroll and gets the position done and dusted. So Piastri up to P12, but he's got another 4 positions to make up if he wants to get any points out of this sprint. And we're already nearly midway through. Swade. I rate the suggestion, but I'll pass. I feel like that could be slightly worse. So I don't want to go any worse. I appreciate that, Swade. Glue it to your face, yeah. Problem solved. Well, yeah, you could have, yeah. And the way you spelt that is mad as well. But yeah, you could have. But you didn't. And we'll keep it as that. So lap 8 of 19. Verstappen leads Norris by 1.5. So it was 2 seconds. It's now down to 1.5. We've got this weird battery charging graphic on the screen, which I nor understand nor care to, but Amazon data, whatever they want to call it, feels like that's relevant. So was Hulkenberg's past Tsunoda then? So both Hasses are now in the points. I tell you what, Haas being the 5th fastest car this season is not something I expected. Haas being faster than Aston Martin, Alpine. Who'd have put money on that? Who'd have put money in March on Haas being quicker than Aston Martin and Alpine this season? And it's great. It's a great job from Haas, but it's also a disaster from Aston Martin and Alpine this season. It's been shocking from both of them teams. Absolutely shocking. From where they were last season, especially Aston Martin, best of the rest. First half of last season, it was Fernando Alonso in a championship fight. That might be a stretch, but you know what I mean? I remember Alonso leading into turn 1 in Saudi Arabia, and then a handful of podiums after that. So the drop-off's been monumental for Aston Martin. But on the plus side, they have just employed the greatest technical designer of them all, Adrian Newey. So, okay, the disaster might not be long-lived. Stop lying. Haas is not faster. It is, man. Look at the 7th and 8th. Do you know what I've done? I've flipped my camera the other day for the Viewers' Championship thing. I've not flipped it back, so now everything's the other way around. Oh, look at that then. Russell's been done round the outside by Carlos Sainz. Sainz on an absolute warpath in this sprint. Russell's struggling now. And they've got another 10 laps yet, and Russell looks like he's done. Tyre-wise. Oh, Russell is dropping back big style here, and he's under pressure now from Leclerc. But yeah, the stream might look weird as well, Suede, not just because I've shaved and I now look like a chubby baby, but everything's been flipped as well. The camera's mirrored to what it used to be, so I don't know. Yeah. Weird. I could try and flip it back, see if it looks a bit better, actually. Yeah, why not? I can't remember how I flipped it in the first place. You need sunglasses. I know, it's bright, but it's because I haven't got the natural daylight coming through the windows. I've had to put this, and it's blinding. I've had to put this, to make the green screen work, I've had to put this spotlight on. So then I'm pale, but it is what it is. Look at this. So Leclerc has pushed Russell off the track as well and got the position, and Russell then, in the space of a lap, has dropped from 3rd to 5th. And he was challenging Norris for 2nd 2 laps before that. So, yeah, Russell struggling. Meanwhile, Norris holding Verstappen within arm's reach. .4 is the gap. Yes, Kim, how we doing? Yeah, it's pitch black, so usually when I do a F1, it's like 2 p.m, so I have the natural daylight through the window, so I don't need this light on. But because it's at night, I've had to put the spotlight on, hence I'm whiter than white, pasty, like a freshly shaven, chubby white kid. But it is what it is, man. Looking at this, you're pretty sure Sauber is a social experiment. Mate, the Sauber thing's horrific, innit? The Sauber thing's horrific, man. Audi must be looking at this going, oh, are we buying into the right project here? Do we really want to take over the reins of this absolute disaster class? I mean, they've got a... It's just Bottas and Zhou 19th and 20th virtually every week. It is literally... I mean, can you imagine being Zhou Guan Yu? You're coming into a Grand Prix weekend thinking, what's my best result here? P18? If someone DNFs? Like, what? Like, it's just... It's a thankless task, isn't it? I mean, you're a Zhou Guan Yu, a Grand Prix, you're a Formula One driver, and yet you could have a perfect race. Zhou Guan Yu could race the race of his life and finish 19th. And nobody knows he's done the race of his life. It's brutal when you're in that position. When the equipment's just... You've just got no hope. There's no hope in that scenario. It's just grim. Just grim. You're struggling for flipping motivation after a point. Audi should run A2s. I don't know. It's a shame, innit? What's happened? Casper 2.0 or 0.2. 0.2 sounds worse. Oh, Casper update 0.01. No Prem this year. What are you on about? What you talking about, Willis? Right, where are we up to here? Perez is not getting any points as it stands in this sprint. We're on lap 12 out of 19, so it's nearly over, guys. I've come on, talked about how we regret having a shave, had a shout about the two Ferraris, and then see you later. And that's it. F1's back. Oh, Perez has got the move done, though, on Yuki Tsunoda and up to P9. Oh, but Tsunoda's going to get him back. Go on, Yuki, lad. Now, push him out wide now, Yuki. Keep in there. Keep your nose in there. I dare you. Keep your nose in there. Right, it's all right. He's got you for now. But for now, keep right behind him. You'll get him into turn one. Just fully send it into turn one. Prove that you should be in that car. Go on, Yuki. Prove that it should be you, that they should have chosen you 18 months ago. Go on, Yuki. Just dive it. Balls or wall. To hell with it. Let him defend. Get the switch back on him. Don't lock up at the top of the hill. Man. Oh, Yuki, man. Stick with him now. Through the S's. Come, grit your teeth. Get involved, man. Don't let him just saunter away from you. He shouldn't be in that car. Remember that, Yuki. You should be in that car, not him. Grit your teeth and catch him. Locking up at the top of that hill was a... Oh, you... That's a taste of how it's going to be with Andrea Kimi Antonelli fan channel next. That's a taste, because it's going to be everything. I'm all in, mate, next year. When I put all my support behind one driver, you haven't seen it. That was not my YouTube days. Bloody hell, Oscar Piastri and Yuki Tsunoda battling it out now. Oh, so Yuki Tsunoda's, he's lost his tyres here. I mean, it's good for overtaking this circuit. I do give it that. Austin is a decent track, you know. Like, all jokes aside, it's a good circuit, this. Because there's a lot of opportunity for switchbacks, especially that middle sector is brilliant. It is got to be in the top. It's not in that top elite bracket, but it's just behind, you know what I mean? You've got your Spa, Silverstone, you know, Brazil up at the top, Canada, and then US, you know what I mean? Texas is good, man. It's always makes for a lot of overtaking opportunities. You know, you can stick your street races. I'll have purpose-built circuits like this any day of the week. Oh my God, we've got a notification in chat. Denveloper, the home of football watch-along. What's he done, lad? Has sent their viewers over to your stream. I've got the notification, Denver. Big ups. I'm judging you're not in the best of moods. One, because I won't mention it, but two, because it's P11. It's not looking good. But he's battling for P10, but you've got to be in the top 8 to get points in sprint. So it's not a great day for Oscar Piastri, but I'll say that quickly. Arsenal lost 2. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, dear. But they got another red card in there. Anyway, Piastri's still fighting Yuki Tsunoda. 5 laps to go in the sprint. Verstappen leads Norris by 2.2. So he's got his signed, sealed, delivered. Max Verstappen's going to open the championship lead by a point. So it's going to be 53 points, the gap, with 6 remaining plus a couple of more sprints before the end of the year. But the thing is, Norris needs to be beating Verstappen every single time they take to the circuit. Even in a free practice session, bollocks to it. Beat him psychologically every single session, without fail, without rest, without backing off. Every single qualifying session, Norris needs to do him. Every single race, every single sprint needs to do him. This, whilst it might seem quite insignificant because it's only 1 point, it's another race gone. Even though it's just a sprint race, it's another opportunity gone for Lando Norris to eat into that championship lead. And for every opportunity gone, the odds just become longer and longer and longer. And, if Norris doesn't take a big chunk out of Verstappen tomorrow, we're going to have to put a lid on it and say, nice try, McLaren. Come back for 25. But then Antonelli's here, and Antonelli do you all. Antonelli do them all, mate. Trust me. Even if he doesn't, it'll be funny to watch anyway. Antonelli is going to come in on smoke. You better believe it. He's going to win the first race and crash in the second one, win the third one, crash in the fourth one, win the... You know what I mean? It's going to be one of them. I'm here for it. Win or bust. I hope that he comes in like that. I won't win or bust, mate. I love a driver that's win or bust. I hope Antonelli's full send, mate. Full send. Oh, Piastri's gone down the inside and pushed Tsunoda off the track. Well, Piastri's got the position by hook or by crook, by elbows out, but Piastri's got the position. Yes, Denveloper, wounded. Well, don't look at Piastri's position as you be double wounded. You're Piastri all the way. I know you are, mate. I know you are, mate. But read the top line of this stream. Please note, Brev. You might have to zoom in, but please note something very important. Because this whole vibe is changing. I've been neutral. I've been a commentator. Oh, he's doing well. He's doing well. Oh, he's spun off. Oh, I like him. I like him, but I like him. But I don't like... Scrap it all. Throw it out the bedroom window. It's Kimi Antonelli or bust next year. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Because it was Mick Schumacher, but he wasn't the one. We all make mistakes. So then I've had to... Then now I'm just sort of balancing round going, well, all right, Pierre Gasly, P16, but it's been a bit dead. It won't be dead next year. It'll be the good, the bad, and the ugly, mate. Is Red Bull upgrades pasta? They are quick. Have you heard about this controversy, Anto? I didn't want to get into it. I didn't want to get into the political side of Formula One, but it's reared its head again in the last couple of days. Red Bull on a cheating thing, maybe. I don't know enough about it to go on a full rant, but I need to read a few more pages of technical regulations before I have a full rant about the bib on the front of the Red Bull, and whether they're changing the heights in Parc Fermé between qualifying and the Grand Prix. I need more information. I need to chat GPT for it, mate, because if Red Bull are adjusting the height of the ride height of the car in between qualifying and the race, it's highly illegal. This is like Man City 115, but in F1. And I tell you what, it's 115 going to slap them on the head if they get found guilty of changing the ride height between qualifying and the race. But I don't really think there's a way to prove it after the fact. So it's going to be a very difficult one to prove. And it's going down a rabbit hole that I don't really want to get involved in, but I kind of do want to get involved in because it's interesting. If you're a fucking F1 nerd, it is. Anyway, back to the sprint. 2 laps to go. Verstappen leads Norris. So Verstappen's got this signed, sealed, delivered and out of here. And it's Norris who's going to be defending from the 2 Ferraris then in the closing stages. They've left Mercedes for dead in 5th and 6th. Then Haas, it's like 2 by 2 Noah's Ark. Ferrari 3rd and 4th. Mercedes 5th and 6th. Haas 7th and 8th. And Perez out of the points with Piastri 9th and 10th. Verstappen saga. It's just a weird one. It's a weird one. I need a bit of a read, but can't say much yet. Yeah, I know. I've seen a bit. I've seen a few videos. Watched a few TikTokers giving their little rundown of it, and had a think. Had a bit more of a think, and then fell asleep. But yeah, I don't know what to make of this Red Bull. I don't know. I think it's going to blow over, mate. I think it's going to blow over because I don't think they can prove that Red Bull have been cheating. So it'll just get brushed under the rug. Just like the Ferrari 2019 engine where they had more power than they should have had. And then it was like after the fact, a year later, it was like, oh yeah, Ferrari have had an engine that's more powerful than it should have been. Oh, well, that season's over now. It's happened. It's in the past. Okay, what are you going to do? So, 2020 Ferrari were very good though, were they? It was a bit sus, innit? Oh, look at this. Saito and Norris is locked up. He's let him through. And Norris's championship challenge is withering away here in Austin, Texas. He's locked up at turn 1. He's let one Ferrari through and the other one's hot on his heel. So Sainz has had the race of his life. Sainz has had a fantastic... I don't know if they do driver of the day for a sprint, but if they do, it's Carlos Sainz. If they do, it's Carlos Sainz. He's up to second. He's had a monumental fight with his teammate Charles Leclerc in the early stages. Eventually got past him after about 7 dive bombs in 6 laps. Eventually got the move done. And Norris makes a mistake, lets Sainz through. Sainz is going to be second and it's about Norris. Can Norris now... Norris is in like damage limitation. Oh, he's tried the dive and the tyres are going off and he's locking up. It's getting scruffy for Lando Norris. And meanwhile, out front, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Domination. What the hell's gone on there? Has Leclerc hit Norris there? Did Leclerc tap Norris there? Jesus Christ. The thing is, as they're all scrapping, it is your man again. You can't beat him. Even though you might have a great season, Verstappen's consistency is going to win the day. And Verstappen wins the sprint in US, Texas, Austin, Texas. From pole, he's dominated it. He's shown a calm head when all around them were losing theirs. And there you go. A sly smile from Christian Horner on the pit wall says it all. Max Verstappen wins the sprint and opens up his championship lead by 2 more points. While that seems insignificant, it's very significant because it is another opportunity gone for Lando Norris to close the gap. That's why it's significant. And Max Verstappen just needs to if he's second, let it be. If he can only be third, be third. You know, when it goes against that, I'm like, oh yeah, full send it. Let's have a crash and let's have a controversy. But if you are Max Verstappen, it is a very mature championship. This last year was dominant and records that will never be broken. I said that at the time; those records will never be broken. But this is a different vibe. This is about Norris have come at him, McLaren have come at him, and do you know what? He's dealt with it very well. He's not got petulant. He's had a couple of moments, but the petulance hasn't taken over. If he can only get third, he's got the third. If he can only get fifth, he'll get the fifth. And in the end, when they do a review on this championship, it will be about the consistency of Max Verstappen. Not that he won every week, but that he got the full potential of the car every week. And that's why he's going to be world champion for a fourth time in 2024. And there's not a lot that Lando Norris and McLaren can do about it. Verstappen wins the sprint. I will be back live from about, let's say, 7:30 tomorrow evening. Lights out, 8 p.m. for the main event. For the main event of the evening. For the main event of the weekend. So do join me for that. Thank you for everyone for being in the stream. Thank you especially to Denver for sending over everyone who's watched an Arsenal defeat. Christ. Oh, they might be done. Anyway, we'll see. But yeah, thank you all for joining the stream. Max Verstappen wins the sprint in Austin, Texas, and takes the 8 points. Sainz, I don't know if they do drive, like I said, I don't know if they do drive the day for a sprint, but if they do, I give it Sainz. I give the sprint race I don't rate sprint races. See, when it's a full Grand Prix, anyone that's not usually here, I always do driver of the day and rate the race out of 10. Rating a sprint race out of 10, it's kind of a fast flurry and then it's all over, so I don't really know, somewhere in the middle of 5 or 6 or something. I give it I give it a 7 because there was quite a lot of action, quite a lot of drama. So I give the sprint race a 7 out of 10. It was decent. I give driver of the day to Carlos Sainz for the dive bombs and for ending up P2. So fair play to Sainz. He give it his all. But your man, Mr. Consistency, Max Verstappen, is going to get this championship sewn up. And Lando Norris and McLaren can try, but Antonelli will try harder next year. No, Antonelli ain't going to turn up and win the championship. Right, I'm going. I'll be back 7:30 tomorrow for the US Grand Prix. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have, kind of. I'm not a massive fan of, I'll be real with you, I'm not a massive fan of the sprint race format. In my opinion, you know, it's like having a football match, but the day before they kick off, they do a little 30-minute game the day before. You know what I mean? It's like having Arsenal v United or whatever's a big game. Arsenal v Man City, right? But the day before it, they do a half an hour game as well. Just do the 90-minute game. They're pissing about with a like a preview bit before it. Because they're giving away who's quick, who's not. There's less of a mystery now going into the full Grand Prix. We've already got a very good indication of how the actual Grand Prix is going to play out. How is that a positive? Well, it's the Americans. They want bigger, better, more, and I suppose more races is more, and more is more. America and all that. But anyway, I'll be back. I'm waffling on now. I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Well, 7:30 p.m. for the US Grand Prix live from Texas. Thank you everyone for being in the stream. And don't forget to be in the stream tomorrow because it will be for the Viewers Championship as well. Anyone that's new, do get a message in live chat tomorrow for the race watch along and you'll be entered into round 19 of the Viewers Championship. There's not been one of them for a few weeks. But yeah, cheers guys. Peace out. And I will catch you tomorrow, 7:30 US Grand Prix Texas.